Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lee Marie and I make videos about candles and business. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top tips for starting a candle business in 2022. So a lot of people out there want to start a candle business, and I don't blame them because it is absolutely amazing having one. It is fantastic. It's a lot of fun. It is also a lot of work, but it's very rewarding. So I can see why so many people want to start a candle business in 2022. However, it can get kind of overwhelming at times with, information just overload everywhere. So I thought I would make a video about the 8 top tips that I have that will help you in creating a candle business in 2022. So tip number 1. Choose your name wisely. This is a huge one. For a lot of different reasons, you need to choose your business's name wisely. Do you want the name to be funny, quirky, interesting? Is the name that you want even available? Are there other companies with that same name? Are you going to be able to trademark it in the future? Is the social handles for Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, are they available for that name? Are there other candle brands with a very similar name? So you need to choose your name wisely. And my advice for choosing a name is to try to make it something very personal, and if possible, using either your first name, last name, a family member's name. For me, my business is called Nokomis Home Fragrance, and Nokomis is my daughter's name. And what was great about that is I was able to trademark the name. I was able to get, the website, nokomishomefragrance.com, very easily. I was able to get all the social handles very easily because my name was so unique. So that's something to keep in mind. Do your research, do your due diligence. The last thing you want to do is pour your heart and soul into a name only to realize that somebody else already has that name and is already making candles. So choose your name wisely. Okay? Tip number 1. Number 2, research insurance, sales tax, business liability insurance. If you need any licenses where you live, do your research ahead of time to see how difficult or how easy you can start up a candle company in your state. Some states are, very nice where you just pay a fee and you register your business and that's it. Other states require that you have a license or seller's permit. Other states require, if you have sales tax, they require that you get a sales tax number so that you can collect sales tax and pay it either annually or quarterly. So big tip right there, go to your Secretary of State's website for whatever state you're in, and they should have a section called small business, and it should tell you all the information that you need from filing your LLC or your sole proprietorship. You're again going to search for the name and make sure it's available and nobody else in the state has that name. And then they're going to tell you if you're going to need any kind of licenses, permits, sales tax numbers. So make sure to research all of that. Again, the last thing you want is to pour your heart and soul into something, start selling, and then realize you're not prepared. That you, for some reason, haven't been charging sales tax like you're supposed to. Or you've been selling online, but you didn't realize in your state you need a license to do that. So make sure, tip number 2, research everything you're going to need ahead of time. Again, that insurance that you're going to need. Insurance is not required, but it is 100%, in my opinion, necessary. For something that can be as dangerous as candles, I think it's only a good thing to have business insurance just to protect yourself and your business. So do your research there, go to your Secretary of State for the state that you live in, and search all of those things. What are the requirements to starting a business in that state? Okay, so that is tip number 2. Tip number 3, and this is one that nobody likes, but it has to be there. Test, test, test. Test the heck out of your candles. Make sure that once you decide on a vessel and on a particular wick or series of wicks, on fragrances and on wax, once you have kind of decided, narrowed it down, test like crazy. Do power burns, burn them for 8 hours at a time. Make sure that the vessels that you chose are safe, that they're not, if you're burning it for 5-6 hours, that you're not getting, the glass isn't cracking, that it's too hot to handle, that you're getting wild, flames with smoke. Those are the things you need to look for. So be sure to test, because at the end of the day, you want to launch with a safe candle. It's great if the candle's pretty. It's great if the candle smells good. But if it's not a safe candle, you will not have a viable business. So please, please, please test, test, test. Okay? All right. Number 4, work on your branding. Now, since there are so many people that want to start a candle business, and believe me, I think that there is room for everybody. There really is, because not every candle company is alike. There's a lot of differences, and people, when it comes to their candles, some people love candles in glass containers. Some like them in tins. Some like big, huge candles. Some like little candles. Some like colored candles. Some only buy soy. Some love paraffin. Some only want beeswax. So there's so many different types of candles out there, and there's so many different types of customers out there. So do know that there is room for you. But what I do want you to do is to work on your branding, because with so many companies out there, you need to stand out. And you're gonna stand out if your branding is on point. And I will be making a separate video on what to focus on when you brand, and gonna go step by step of what you need in order to develop a successful brand. But know that it's a lot more than just your logo. Branding goes much, much deeper than just your logo. It has a lot to do with who you are as a company, and what your values and your ethos are, and how you come across to your customer, what sets you apart, what makes you unique, what makes you different. So please do pay attention to your branding, and make sure that you're not just selling candles randomly. You want to tell a story with your company. You want to invoke emotion in people, because we are all emotional buyers. So number 4, do focus on your branding. It is very, very important, especially in such a saturated market. Okay? Number 5, hire your weaknesses. This is super important. I know that as small business owners, we like to take on the brunt of all the responsibility and like to do everything ourselves. The only problem is, believe it or not, you are not good at everything. Nobody is, whether they say they are or not. So my suggestion is to hire your weaknesses. So you're amazing at creating content and social media and marketing, fantastic. But you lack in accounting skills, you suck at math. You should probably hire an accountant instead of trying to do it yourself then. And that way you can focus on the things that you're good at, like your social media and your marketing. Vice versa, you could be really great at the numbers and at calculations and at getting your candles perfect, but you're not artistic at all. Like, you suck at designing things. You have a beautiful idea in your head, but you can't quite make it. Hire a graphic designer. They can be very, very affordable. So that's definitely, I hired a graphic designer. I'm artistic, but I still hired one because she's incredible and worth her weight in gold. I love her. So graphic designers can help you with your candle labels. They can help you with your website. They can help you with your branding. They can help you with product boxes and, branding gear like bags or shipping boxes or lots of different things. So graphic designers are great to have, because a lot of us really don't have those professional skills to execute the things that we want. So be sure that you are hiring your weaknesses. Whatever you are kind of okay, but not great, but if you hired a professional, you'd be like way, way better. That's what you want. Hire your weaknesses. Okay, number 6, your website matters. A lot of people I see pay very little attention to their website. It's simple. It's one static page with, like one picture and your brand, and, you say a little snippet of who you are, and that's it. And that is so sad, because when you are a business that doesn't have a storefront, your website is your storefront. So your website needs to wow someone, especially with candles. They are not there in person to smell them. You need to show them and wow them, and make sure they go to your website and they're like, wow, these candles, they look incredible. Look at this website. It's insane. It's beautiful. Look at these pictures. They're interactive. You have lots of things for them to look at. You have a blog, or you have videos, or you post a lot of different things that they can look at. The more time someone spends on your website, the more likely they are to complete a purchase. So if you have one simple page with one picture and a little blurb, someone's been on there for 10 seconds and they're clicking off. So please, please, please pay attention to your website. Pour the time and energy into it. If you don't have the time and energy to build a solid website, please do pay a professional to do it. It is super, super important, again, because so many of us don't have storefronts. Our website is our storefront. It is the first thing when people look us up that they see, and it sets an expectation. And it's, like I said, I can't emphasize how important it is, because I've gone to plenty of websites and I've been like, I'm so unimpressed, and I click away. You want to wow someone, and that's what's going to make them purchase. So please focus on your website. Don't ignore it. Okay? Number 7 kind of goes in line with your website, but also social media, your photography. I'm sorry to say, I've seen quite a few really ugly pictures of candles. Pictures that look incredibly homemade. And I'm not saying you can't take pictures with your phone. I take a lot of the pictures that are on my social media with my phone. It's not that. You can tell there was no effort. The lighting is dark. They have a lot of weird things in the picture. The candle's not the focus. It's not a clean, bright, beautiful image. Photography is very, very important. I do suggest, there's a company called Replica Surfaces, and no, this is not sponsored by them, and they did not pay me to say this, but there is a company called Replica Surfaces. They sell the photography backgrounds for you to take pictures. One, I do suggest that you pick up a few, because they are fantastic backgrounds. But what they also have is a YouTube series that's totally free with tutorials of how to take good product photos. And a lot of them you can do with your phone. It's about the lighting and the composition and what editing apps or tools you use. So that's really great advice. Go to Replica Surfaces, look them up on YouTube after you're done watching this video, and look at their different tutorials of how to take good product pictures. Now that's if you're doing it yourself. If you don't have the time, or you have the money to hire a professional photographer, please hire a professional photographer. Photography makes a huge difference. Again, because you don't have a storefront. Since you don't have a storefront, you really need to make an impact. You have just a few seconds to get someone's attention, and you need beautiful photography to do that. Okay? So please either hire a photographer or learn to take good pictures. You will be thankful, I promise you. And then the last thing that I want to share with you for starting a business in 2022 is social media. Social media is so ridiculously important nowadays. I know that there's people out there that hate social media, that don't like it. I understand. But it is a necessity in 2022 for your business to have social handles. There's so many business people I've spoken to where I'm like, do you have an Instagram? And they say no. And I just think to myself, you are losing out on so many opportunities. I've said this before in other videos, but Instagram is my go-to. Instagram to me, you know, has given me so many opportunities. So many people have private messaged me wanting my business, whether it's private label orders, wholesale orders, people that want to collaborate with me, people that are giving me business. I'm not even looking for it. They want to contact me, and they've done it through Instagram time and time again. So please do not ignore social media. Your pictures on social media don't have to be perfect. Just make sure that you're engaging, that you're commenting, that you're posting regularly to stories, to reels, to your feed. Be engaged. And just know that whether it's TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram, or Pinterest, that you have some sort of social media presence, because it is not only do I think it's essential in 2022, but a lot of financial opportunities could happen and could come to you from social media. So please don't discount it. It is very, very important. Okay, so quickly, let's recap what my top 8 tips are for starting a candle business in 2022. Number 1, choose your name wisely. Make sure nobody else has the name. Make sure you can get all your social media handles and your website.com. Number 2, research. Do you need insurance? Of course you do. Do you need a sales tax permit? Do you need any other permits, any other licenses, any other requirements from your state? Check that before you make a decision to start a candle business, okay? It can be complicated or it can be easy, but be sure you know ahead of time. Test, test, test. Make sure your candles are safe. That is the number 1 goal. Beautiful is great. Smelling great is, awesome. Safe is the number 1 goal, okay? Work on your branding. Branding is very, very important. If you want to set yourself apart from the thousands upon tens of thousands of other candle companies, you're really gonna have to come through with a brand. Hire your weaknesses. Make sure that if you're not good at something, if you suck at social media, if you're not good at marketing, if you're not great at accounting, whatever it is, hire your weaknesses. Your website matters. Your website is your storefront, so make sure that you pay attention to it. Photography is key. We are social creatures that we buy with, we look first. That's what we buy with. We buy with our eyes. So make sure that your photography is good. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be professional, but it needs to be better than mediocre. And like I said, Replica Surfaces has a lot of tutorials on YouTube for free to help you with product photography. And last but not least, don't ever discount social media. It is super important, and it's also important that you not only establish yourself on social media, but that you are active on it, because it can bring you a lot of opportunities. I really hope that you liked this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like it. If you have any questions, as always, please leave them down below, and I will leave a description to the Replica Surfaces videos that I think would be most helpful to you. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week. Bye.